what you see on TV and Totally Spies is a lie. Okay, so this video is all about what Totally Spies actually is. What the writer actually directed it as on Cartoon Network versus how you see it on Primotv. Alright, you know how you see how it's all those Latin spies, they literally with all these aliens and mystic fucking adventures and shit. No, Totally Spies is a real show that's multi-layered. I told you about the old world Lily shows in general. Alright? Literally, what Totally Spies is, it's based off actual real things, like, spies, agents in real life. Not intricately, because that's how kind of lessons work. You think that literally they're playing off, the monkey in the suit. No, what they're playing off of literally is the actual attention, like Naruto, multiple layers of writing, okay? Because agree, Totally Spies, Alex, Sam, and Clover are based off Trolley's Angels, okay? So from Trolley's Angels, they expanded, alright? Literally, not like Duke Nukem or anything, but literally, Jerry, you view Jerry as a porn star, you view Jerry as the man, this and that. In the show, Jerry is just Jerry. He's only the announcer, okay? Literally, and the reason why we review this shit that way is because Primotv has a lot, of insights when it comes to when Totally Spike came along, literally is when we're getting adjusted to one thing playing off of another. So what we have, kind of stick figures literally in green yellow outfits literally like anime, literally always doing taekwondo tricks. We think that literally it's on purpose that they're making sexual innuendos, literally that they're full of shit. Literally now spies are sophisticated, okay? So when it comes to Alex, alright? She does look like Mamacita, but when it comes to Clover, right? Lily, you think that Lily she's egg-headed, Lily, and that Lily says the ego. I'm like, no, Lily, that's just a stereotype that's put in, and the reason why it works is because the people actually care. The reason why the voice actors of Totally Spies actually work, guys, is because the creator put in multiple writing, legacies. I wouldn't say exactly flaws, but the truth of the matter is, alright, Lily, that you don't understand that when Primotv displays these characters, we see constantly, we see aliens, we see beaches, we see snowfalls, alright? Literally, those are just locations, literally, because what the kids do, literally, they go to school and watch, my television program, is that they think, when they go to these exotic places, that they're actual fucking shit. Like, oh, they're speaking their perfect accents, oh, this, and that. Literally, when you didn't know, alright? Lily, that Sam, Lily, and Mandy have the same voice actor. Lily, when we see Mandy's hair gets caught, we think that it's a roller coaster with her brother, okay? No, Lily, it's true. This is what, Primotv truly, really, really, really doesn't correct, but we think it's correct because we're stuck in convalescence, okay? Lily, that's one of the big, moments of this video, because what Totally Spies is, Lily, oh, karate, oh, this and that, that's the cartoon, Lily, growing up, Lily, when you're older. Lily, and, the reason why, Mandy and Alex are tied, right? It's because they're both conceited, alright? Now go, later on down the line, Lily, when it comes to guys that, they bang, when it comes to, guys that they actually like, Lily and how it fluctuates has nothing to do with stereotypes, but has to do with the actual situation right now, guys. Lily, so what makes Totally Spies so impactful, Lily, if you look at 107 facts about Totally Spies right now, it's completely different from Primotv, because the writer literally was smoking a cigarette, wanting it to be multiple things. And what that is that's real shit, guys. Lily, that is the dilly do and daffodil I'm telling you on my channel. Lily, what that was that was somebody actually caring about something instead of somebody making the obvious reference, Lily, and putting emphasis on you, like I'm trying to tell you people for 1,000 times. Lily, so even though the main characters look like traffic lights, literally, in this video can have better delivery. I'm telling you that Totally Spies is one of the original intentions, on Cartoon Network. Never Primotv, literally, that made kids, inspired. Literally, that's what makes you absorb. The multiple layers of writing, that's what people actually care. Literally, so let me tell you something personal, my child. Literally, when I chose, the life I chose, through pussy, and everything, alright? Literally, that means I chose that over real shit, literally. That's what Lily Grammar was talking about. That's what Dillo and Daffodil stand for. And what you do as gang members is that you fuck them up as teenagers, literally, and don't allow them, to view shit as real. Literally, that's the real show, but basically you betrayed it. That's why I'm trying to tell you, this is complex shit. You got in the way of, a real person, when they were teenagers, actual vision, and clouded up to a point, literally, and you made sure that it was racist too. You made sure, anime was for full-on dirt, literally, and for, people tell you, not to, drug this and that, they have to struggle, alright? Now, it's stupid. It's completely fucking stupid, alright? Because Totally Spies, literally, is not an average show. It's above average in terms of editing, but it's average how you view it, alright? Literally, so, just think about it. Whoop. Whoop is an acronym, literally, and Whoop has, multiple things, alright? So, I don't want, ruin this video, but the truth of it is that I like Totally Spies because it represents, a lot, not about my personal life, but about a lot, literally, how, the old world used to be, in terms of timing, in terms of intricate, literally, and so, what you don't understand, alright? Literally, it's the kind of lessons behind Totally Spies. When we see them, literally, some of the parts seem like DBZ. Literally, just because they're flying, alright? That's our own, personal influence on it, alright? So what we need to, actually recognize is that, literally, the creator intended it, literally, to be a good, long series. So I don't want to hear this shit like, oh, literally, the fucking old world, literally, the Disney Channel. People kept on yelling. If you keep on yelling, then we're going to have to be forced to custom the Disney Channel. I don't want to hear that shit, alright? Literally, I want to hear fine, concrete scripting, like 107 fucking facts. Even though we can't call out the shit that's on Kolyoko today, I'm telling you straight up, Lily Alex is one of the best characters. Lily, not because of her lip gloss or lip balm, but because he's an idiot. Lily, that's what you call writing dynamics. Lily, she's different from Sam and Clover. Lily, that's how things slightly differ. That's a gradient, guys. You see how Clover, Lily, is ego, is sophisticated, and Sam, Lily, is a bookworm. Lily, and Alex is Lily, a straight idiot. Lily, that's balance, guys, going all the way through. And Jerry's is Jerry. I went to jail where I got named Jerry before. Lily, it's funny, alright? Lily, he looks like James Bond. Lily, so what people do when they watch Primotv, they see people like Jerry and they can put him to Philly, alright? Literally, and you won't understand is, that's a real person, a real life. We compare, Jerry, to, somebody, who's just like Eris. Literally, they think that it's Eris, every time they watch, Primotv or Jerry, but really, he's just a normal person. And these guys just want to do their work. They just want to, do real shit. And that's why you don't understand, real people. But, fucking, this video's ruined. But you need to understand this, that literally Totally Spies was a real show. And how we're viewing it is completely fucked up on Primotv. Because we view Clover as a super saiyan. Literally, and we view everything else as, this and that. But that's only due to me knowing what I'm doing, okay? Literally, that's due to me running. But since you gave it no strength because you gave you no prosperity, literally, I have nowhere to hold on to it anymore. Because Mandy, every single time it comes out, looks just like my freshman year, with especially Jennifer. What is Mandy by herself? Alright, literally, what's Princess by herself? You see how you're running into a sequence again? That leads to me recognizing that the Azarus commercial literally is too much. Literally, when it comes to repetitive, when you think about it, that's what a fucking commercial is. It's the same thing when you watch Family Guy, or the same thing when you watch anything. Literally, see, the reason why you're surprised is because you're immature. Alright, literally. That's literally what our commercial is. Commercials are repetitive. I can't freaking take it anymore. You need to recognize that this is dumb shit. Alright? Literally, so moral of the video is start watching Totally Spies for what it actually is, and do not literally drive off into a call lessons literally go, what it actually stands for, okay? Literally. On the Denver Girls Trotter, literally, when you get, mustard on my fucking shirt, shoot, literally, it's actually a mess. That's why it's saying next, which is the shit that goes in the toilet, which is why this world is shitty.